Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today is another exciting day because I'm going to be sharing the second child. I have 4 kids. I'm going to be sharing child number 2's curriculum pick. Well, really, she's my 4th. This is getting confusing. Anyway, I have another curriculum picks video for you guys today. I am pretty late in the game when it comes to this, but I wanted to really make sure I have solidified what I'm going to be doing with my kids, because you guys know, if you've been watching my channel, I change things around a lot and I have the right to do that. Okay, I have the right to change things, but this is like, I've taken a lot of thought and a lot of research throughout this past school year, and this is really what I think I'll be using with my preschooler. So she is 3 years old. She will be turning 4 in September, so I'll be considering her pre-K. I do think I will start kindergarten with her the next year, although she'll be my youngest kindergartner because September is her birthday, so she'll be right on the edge. My oldest, I actually held him off for a year. So he's like on the older side. And I'm so glad I did that for him because he is not ready to leave my house. So he would be leaving my house or like at least graduating high school next year. So glad I did that with him. But I don't know. I feel like she's so ready and I don't want to hold her back. I will go ahead or behind. Mostly their grade is just for like a placeholder to know when they will graduate. So even if I'm doing like say 2nd grade work with my 1st grader, I'm still going to call them 1st grade because I'm not trying to like push them out of my house early. I think there's like a, mental, like book learning type of knowledge, but then there's also like emotional and maturity that don't always line up. So anyway, I'm going to be treating her like a preschooler because she is ready for it. She's ready. So let's get into it. So for language arts, we are going to be doing The Good and the Beautiful preschool. So we have already started this, but we didn't do very many lessons. We're only on lesson 10. We started this like midway through the school year this year, and she was only 3 and she wanted to do it like all the time, but I was really busy with my other kids and we had a lot of experimentation and activities and figuring out our schedule this year, and so we didn't do a ton, and that was fine with me. But we are going to really commit to doing this year. She will be doing The Good and the Beautiful pre-K, and then I also hope to do their kinder prep. And I actually kind of forgot about their kinder prep until one of you guys mentioned it to me, and I did that with my 8-year-old, and it was so good for him. He was so ready when he started kindergarten. So I'm gonna do that with her as well, because there are only, how many lessons? 90 lessons in this. And that the 90th is like an assessment. Lesson 89 and 90 are just assessments. So there's not a ton of lessons in this to fill out the school year, and I think she will kind of be doing school every day like her brothers this year. So I think that will give us plenty of time. We'll finish this, move on to the kinder prep, and then I think she will be really ready for kindergarten next year. I also just have some good old-fashioned flashcards. She's already been doing these. She knows all of her sounds, basically. She might forget a couple, but she knows most of her sounds, but she doesn't know all the letter names. She knows some of them, but we focused more on sounds this year than their names. So as we're doing this, also be just practicing with the flashcards. I think that's honestly really, really important. If you're getting a little bit frustrated, like this is moving too fast, slow down and do flashcards in between to really solidify that as you're practicing with this. And what we like to do is we have a little buzzer, which it's out of batteries right now, so it's not buzzing, which actually is kind of nice because I think I might put some batteries in it and then like at the beginning of the school year and let them die out and never replace them, but just for a fresh, fun new school year. But every time she gets like a letter right, and I do this with my 5-year-old as well, she'll press the buzzer, and when the batteries died on all of them, we have like 4 of them, she would just pretend. She'd just go boop and press it, and she honestly, just pressing the button is fun enough for her too. So if you don't want to have to hear the because sometimes they'll just start pressing it and it's very annoying. So if you don't want to have to hear that, just take the batteries out and just let them press the button for fun, and they still like that. But anyway, that is crucial for her. We will continue to do that. So that is like her language arts portion. Another thing, which this is funny, this is written on from my other child, but we will be doing just to practice letters. This is from Rachel from 7 in All, her curriculum. What is it called? Oh no, I can't remember, but it's their letter curriculum, like pre their kindergarten. They have this like little letter one where it's just a bunch of like fun little worksheets practicing the letters. And I do feel like the Good and the Beautiful's preschool like doesn't have quite enough practice, although they do have practice sheets, which I still have a ton of, so we can use those as well. But I really like these, and I've already bought it, and so I can just reprint it, you know, but there are a lot of fun things that they have you do and just fun little worksheets. She loves school. She wants to do school, so I will add that in as well. As a way to remember to do that, I'm going to put it in her folder. So this is her little folder that she's covered with Barbie and Mo Willems stickers, the author Mo Willems, that we got for free at Barnes & Noble. So anyway, this is her little notebook that, this is like an idea from Peaceful Press, I think, that you can trace the letters. This is like a really good morning time. You can trace it with a dry erase marker. This is something we've used for a while now, since she was 2, I think. Yeah, since she was 2, we've used this. It's really fun. And she can trace her name, trace her age, which would be almost 4 already, so crazy, how she's feeling, and then just some letters. And they really like doing this, and you can erase it. I'll have it nice and fresh and clean for the beginning of the school year, but I plan to put the letters that I want to use for that week into the folder. And so that way I don't forget that that is a little something extra I want to do, and I might put that in our morning time. I want to be better about prepping for the school week on Sundays. I've been trying to make Sundays my super productive days where I do like a grocery pickup, I clean the house. Okay, my camera was full, but anyway, and I just really want to have a good routine where I prep for the school. I probably should talk about this in a different video, but use like my lesson planning book and really get prepped and ready for the next school week. Just spend like 30 minutes a week or whatever getting really prepped. So anyway, we are going to continue with her mathematical reasoning age 3 book. She'll just be barely 4, so this has been a fun little book that she started working on. So at the beginning of the school year, it's just fun little worksheets. At the beginning of the school year, like logic type games and questions and stuff, we will do this. It's something that's super simple, so I think it would be a good way to like ease into the school year. So we'll start with this. Another thing I would like to do though is try the primer from Matthew C. I have never used this with any of my kids, so she would be the first and probably the only one because she's my youngest child. But I really do enjoy Matthew C. I don't think it's something that we would stick with for the long haul, but like I like to use multiple different math curriculum, and I really want to give this a shot. So I might even have her watch the videos. We have like a little portable DVD player because I have used Matthew C. in the past, just not this level. So I might just have her watch the video and try. It starts off with a lot of like counting and like circle the number, and so it's just kind of practicing counting and number recognition, which I think is like a good spot that she's at right now. We always practice like counting. She does like to say like 1, 2, 3, and then she goes 8, 9. She does that on purpose, and I think it's cute, so she probably knows that. So yeah, we're still working on counting, but that's kind of just like because she's stubborn and I think she's cute. So anyway, I do think we're going to give this a shot, but I mean, we'll see how that goes. If when we're doing these things, I feel like she's ready, I am considering starting Math with Confidence. So I already have this from my other 2 kids. So this is what's so nice about having a curriculum for a long time, like specifically Math with Confidence, that is reusable, the instructor's guide. So I used this with my 8-year-old, and then my 5-year-old did like about half of this year till I switched to the Good and the Beautiful Math K. This is a little bit simpler than the Good and the Beautiful Math K. Not that much easier or simpler, but just a little bit more young, I feel like. So I think it could work for a preschooler, but I'm not going to push this. I see a lot of people using the kindergarten level with their preschoolers, so I know it's possible, but I don't want to do that just because I see other people doing that. I want to do that if I truly feel like my daughter is ready. Now she may be, because knowing her, she loves school, she's very motivated, and I can see her being ready for this at some point in her preschool grade. And I'm not going to be like, well, we didn't start it on day one, so forget it. Like, no. If midway through the year she seems ready, we'll start it. I have said I like the Good and the Beautiful's kindergarten curriculum more than with Math with Confidence. Now, partly I think that's because I wasn't super organized, and so I am planning on getting really, really organized with this. So that's one thing. But I feel too, even if we use this in her pre-K year and we don't finish it, or I just feel like she needs a little bit more practice, we can still use the Good and the Beautiful Math K, Simply Good and Beautiful, whatever, y'all get it, for her kindergarten year. So that's the plans for math. I know that that's 3 math curriculum. That probably seems like a lot, but really the main one we're going to be starting with is mathematical reasoning. I do have a bunch of kids and we do a lot of other things. We plan on starting classical conversations this upcoming year. We have a ton of activities. She might start dance. So I'll talk about her electives at the end of this video, but so I like to share about that in my curriculum picks. But yeah, we're very busy. So we don't, like, I want to spend like a good chunk of our mornings, like make that really sacred. I'm going to talk about our routine, but make our mornings really sacred on spending time on our book work. But we only have so much time. So anyway, though, these are my picks. We'll see how it goes. And I will of course be updating y'all throughout the year. And then, gosh, okay, so this is not even all of them, but I decided I went a little crazy, and you guys will see because I'm gonna do like a book haul video or curriculum haul video. But I bought the Curious Kinder last year for my kindergartner, and we didn't really get to it, unfortunately. It wasn't that it was bad curriculum, we just didn't really get to it. We had a lot of scheduling issues, and so I would like to use it this year in some ways. And one way is that I'm following her book list. And so she has on that every single Elephant and Piggy book, which is right up our alley because we love, I think it's, you say Mo Willems. Is that how you say his last name? We love Mo Willems, specifically his pigeon books, like Don't Let the Pigeon, whatever. Those books we think are hilarious. My kids, I like to be funny, so I like to think that they get my sense of humor. My husband, I think, is a little bit more serious than me, so I think I'm the funny, silly, free-spirited one, free-spirited parent. And anyway, my kids like funny, especially boys like funny. My 8-year-old still loves the Mo Willems pigeon books. Like, we have a book club that we go to once a week. It's like a book club / you do like physical activity as well, and you share about a book, and he's brought some of his pigeon picture books in front of all his friends. I kind of wonder, like, does he feel like he's too old for picture books? Apparently not. He goes in there as confident as ever and shares about his Mo Willems pigeon book, and none of his friends say a word. So maybe it's a homeschooling thing. I did not grow up as a homeschooler, so back in my day, when I was in private school, you would have gotten eaten alive if you brought a picture book, even at 8 years old, to talk about. So anyway, though, I think homeschoolers are a little different, which is a good thing. So my plan with her is not necessarily to do the Curious Kinder, although I'm going to hold that loosely during my weekly planning sessions. I may be like, let's look at it and let's see if maybe there's an activity I want to do from the Curious Kinder. But mainly I'm using the book list. So I want to read all of the Elephant and Piggy books. Basically, I'm not making this clear. Basically, I'm going to have a special mommy and me reading time with each of my kids, and I'm going to have to split it up into different times of day. But a big part of her school will be a special reading time between me and her, because she's only like going to be just barely 4. And so she doesn't need like a ton of book work, you know what I mean? Like a ton of hands-on work, although she enjoys it and wants to do it. But I think books and having an intentional time every single day to read and reading like good books, not good books as in the good and beautiful, anyway, but just, books that she likes. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this. I talk about this in another video, but I got the cotton candy Alani drink, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It tastes like cotton candy, that's for sure. Like, I feel like I'm eating cotton candy right now. But anyway, so she has those. We're going to read all of the Elephant Piggy books, which she loves. And they're so simple and very, like, it's not a lot filled out on the page, which I feel like is so good for children because she kind of comes up with her own ideas. There's a lot of like bouncing up and down and movement, and she loves like pressing on that, and she kind of comes up with her own ideas. Like if they're having some kind of argument or issue, which is a lot of, I think, why Rachel puts these books in her curriculum, is the emotional aspect, social emotional. She'll kind of talk it out like, I'm sorry, like it's really cute. So we love these books, and I was so excited to get like all of them. So we'll be reading those along with like all the Curious Kinder books, which I'll show in another video. But I did want to also show some other books that I'm pulling from. So that Curious Kinder book list, I'm also pulling some of our Sunlight books because we do have one of, I don't know if it's T or P. We have one of the Sunlight Preschool. And so they have a lot of like nursery tales, Mother Goose. This one is Our Animal Friends. She loves animals. This is a super like classic book all about like animals on a farm. She like wants to go to a farm, so this is a perfect book for her. So I do want to incorporate like nursery tales, fairy tales, that type of thing. And usually these types of books I read during our morning time. I have a lot of poetry that we do during our morning time, but I think it will be really special to just read them one-on-one with her. Like I've already read these Mother Goose books, like these Mother Goose tales, or I don't know what you call them, poems or what, to my kids, like a lot of them for years, because we've had this for Sunlight books for a couple years. So like my older boys would be able to like recite some of these. But I think it would just be fun to like individually read them to her. And then actually I've never read the kids these nursery tales. I should. We never did like the full Sunlight curriculum. Like Red Riding Hood, stuff like that. And I think there's 3 Little Bears in this one. So this is a really good one. Rachel from Seven and All, she also has, it's like, I think her curriculum's called Where'd You Learn That? But she also had just released But First Fairy Tales. I haven't gotten that yet. I will get it. And I want to do the fairy tales, but she considers that first grade. So I'm starting with her Curious Kinder stuff, and then maybe we'll definitely move into like her fairy tales curriculum as well. So these are just a few of the Sunlight books. I plan on reading more of them. I'm just gonna have like a bunch of the books set up, like you guys will see in my organization videos and stuff. I'll do like a room tour and everything where I put all the books, but I want to have it really organized and put together, so when it's time for our Mommy and Me reading time, part of her school, we can just easily get one of the books and read them. Oh, another one that I thought was so cute that she already loves, we've already started reading, is the Parrot Tico Tango. She loves animals, like I said, and these are, more rainforest animals. And this one that's kind of like repeats. It's like one of those repeat type stories, which I think is really good for children. They usually like that. And he's like stealing all the fruit and then eventually drops it, and they have like a bunch of fruit to all like share. And it's a cute story. And she was like pretending to read this and talking it out herself after I read it to her, and it was really cute. So we will be reading all kinds of fun books like that. Oh, like these, what do you do with a problem? What do you do with an idea? That's on the Curious Kinder. So anyway, this one might be more like my first grader, my 5, almost 6-year-old, that I might read more of these types of books with him. So anyway, We will be doing lots and lots of reading, that's for sure. We will be doing lots of going outside. She loves playing with our dog, Winnie, our golden retriever. So she will be doing lots of that, just going outside and playing with our golden retriever. She's very active. She likes to ride her scooter. She'll ride around the house, or we'll go outside, and she likes to ride her little electric car. And so she'll just be mostly playing. We have like little Duplo Legos and things that I let her do while I'm working with the older boys as well, and coloring and all that stuff. As far as her electives, so she will be starting soccer in the fall. I'm so excited about this. She is so cute. So Jack, actually, my 5-year-old, he just started soccer. My 8.5-year-old has been doing soccer since he was 5, since he like first turned 5. And then my current almost 6-year-old, he turned 6 this month, which is crazy. Oh, my kids are getting so big. It's like so bittersweet. But anyway, so he started when he was 5.5 this past school year in the spring. And so both Henry and Jack were playing soccer, and Charlie was like, Henry plays soccer? Jack plays soccer? What about me? So that means she gets to start the earliest, being the youngest child and not wanting to be left out. So she'll be 4, starting soccer. She sees the girls. So when we go out there to all the fields, she sees the girls, and they're so cute. Like, the girls always have fun socks. Like, the boys mostly just wear the generic uniform that you buy. The girls usually have fun socks, cute, like, different jerseys that they've, like, all made or something, and bows in their hair. I don't know. Girls, it's like a whole other world. I'm a little bit nervous, specifically about the next activity I'll tell you guys I'm thinking about putting her in, but yeah, so she's like, I want to play with the girls, and she has all brothers, and so it's kind of hard. She has a lot of, like, boys that are friends, so I'm excited for her to kind of branch out, make some little girlfriends, be on the soccer team, and we really enjoyed soccer for our other boys, so I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm so excited for her. I never played soccer, but it looks like a lot of fun. So then I'm also considering putting her in dance. This is something I've gone back and forth on. So I was debating between dance and gymnastics, and I landed on gymnastics. I thought that would be kind of more of a practical skill that she could use, like be really strong and flexible. That would help her with soccer, or if someday she plays basketball or tennis or softball or whatever it is. I'm sure she's going to try out all the sports, because that's kind of what we're doing with our kids, letting them try things out. After they start with soccer, then we kind of let them try a few other things, like Henry's going to try baseball in the fall. So I thought that would be good, but I'm really glad we did it. I had all 3 kids in gymnastics. It was very time consuming and very expensive to have all 3 kids in gymnastics, and it wasn't a fit for us. And she was like all over the place, like running off, and I was chasing her. I was having chest pains, so stressed out, like it was not working out. Even though I really liked a lot of aspects of gymnastics, it just didn't work out. So we tried it. It didn't really work out, and maybe when she's older it would be better, but she loves to dance. She's so girly. She would love the outfits. She would love the music. Like, we went to a restaurant the other day, and there was live music, and she just starts dancing randomly. And like, my boys did that too, but she's like more into it than they ever were. Like, I feel like all like little kids, like toddlers, kind of bop, to the music, and it's so cute. But she's kind of like continued it in a way that the boys didn't, and I can just see her loving it. There's a really good dance studio near where we live. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's near like our music lessons, so it's not that bad. And she's the only girl in the family. I feel like we got to lean into that girliness. I worry. I don't want to be like a dance mom, and I don't know. There are some aspects of dance that I find kind of icky, and I worry about that. But I don't know. I think we're going to try it, and we're just going to see, kind of like we tried gymnastics, and we'll see. And then she's also going to start violin in the fall, most likely. So her brothers both started piano when they were 5. Well, Henry started at 4, but Jack started at 5. But like consistently at 5, taking piano lessons. So she'll probably do that at 5, maybe, but you can start violin at 4, because they can get like teeny tiny little violins. It's hard to play the piano at 4, although Henry did start learning it, and I think you can, but your fingers are so small. But the violin, they get the little tiny violin, and I think a little girl playing the violin.
Yeah, right here.
You cut your hair? Oh my God, it's official. She's cut her hair. Come here, bring it over here so everybody can see what you've done. Why did you do that? Where did you cut your beautiful hair? Where? Right here?
Yeah, I want
baby.
to. I want to.
Why did you decide to do it?
You made me do
I'm not gonna speak. Why did you do this, baby? Hey guys, so I am editing this video and I realized that it got cut off because Charlie came in and told me she cut her hair. She cut like a big chunk. Like I'm afraid, like at first I thought we could just do layers, but I'm afraid we're just gonna have to cut it short. So I feel like it's a rite of passage. Like I even saved the hair and like put it like Charlie, like labeled it in a baggie like Charlie cut her own hair, 3 years old, and I'm putting it in her baby book. But I like can't, I almost threw the hair away and I like couldn't do it because I'm like, she's never had a haircut. And her first haircut was her cutting it herself. So man, you know, it is what it is. Hair will grow back and it's honestly kind of cute and funny, but it's just like, man. So anyway, it's funny too that this was her pre-K video and she comes in and says that. But anyway, I also wanted to say she's going to be joining chess club with her brothers. So all 3 of her older brothers do chess club. And you can start at 4. They just kind of teach you how to move the pieces and what the names of the pieces are and stuff like that. So we're going to do that. I think that's going to be all of her activities. So anyway, this is real life, guys. This is just my homeschool diaries, real life. So anyway, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.